Hello everybody and welcome to this very ad hoc surprise game playthrough. Role-playing session. It's not a role-playing session, it's a game playthrough session. What I need you to tell me is how is the balance between the music and my voice? Because the music is coming straight in from the game Fabled Lands as developed by Prime Games. And the voice is coming from me as developed by yours truly. So let me know in chat what the volume is like, and we'll take it from there. So we'll see what's happening there. Now, voice is clear, audio is 5/5, seems so good so far. Fantastic. Okay, so there are some sound effects that are going to come up in the game, in combat, I should say. But I don't think they're going to be too loud, and if so, I can just adjust them. Now, to give you a bit of a picture, what's going on here? Specifically, what is going on here? So, Prime Games has been developing the Fabled Lands PC game for Steam. It's available on Steam and early access. I don't think it's available yet. I think it's an alpha play at the moment. So that's what I've got here. Now, this is based directly on those fantastic Choose Your Own Adventure books written by Dave Morris and Jamie Thompson, which I absolutely adored, and I've done playthroughs on the channel multiple times. You know this. And so, yes, this is the game that's based on them. And I have been watching the development of this game with bated breath, because the books were lovely. The books were fantastic. There's nothing wrong with the original pen and paper books. There was at one stage a fan-derived sort of I don't even want, it's almost like an Excel version that came out, a little exe that was developed way back when that included Fabled Lands. That of course did not go very far. It was just more of a hobby thing, I think, than anything else. And now finally this has come out. So it released the other day as in alpha, and the game tester said to me, okay, just hold off on your play test, because I wanted to do it straight away. They said, well, hang on, just wait. It will be released and updated. So we're now on version 0.9.7 public alpha. That's what I'm going to be playing through. It is book 1 of the Fabled Lands. So the way they've designed it is, of course, they've taken all of the books that were written for Fabled Lands, books 1 through 7, and they've turned that into this game. Book 1 is the first part that we get to explore. Now, book 1 is not particularly deadly. We can only die about 500 different ways, as opposed to the later books, which got even worse. And so there you go. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing the playthrough. You are going to be helping me in terms of making decisions. We're going to poll this thing. We're going to play this puppy as a team and see just how faithful it is to the book. I know they've had to add in extra stuff as well, because it's now a computer game. So there's a lot of little extras that have been added in. So let's see. Now, already the interface, I mean, the music is great. Music is lovely. So I think we can see the credits here as a matter of fact. So there you can see, originally written by Dave Morris and Jamie Thompson, and then Victor Atanasov is the developer. Art and graphics by Bernard Aganchian, and then the music is by Chris Lane. So there you go. Lovely, 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 and big thanks to everybody for letting us play through this. There's a tutorial log, but who the hell cares? We're not going to read that. And then achievements, we haven't got anything yet. So we're going to make a new game here, and you guys feel free to jump into chat and pipe up whenever you want me to do something. Now, I mean, the art styling, I think, is absolutely perfect. I think it's beautiful, personally. So we have our usual classes. Now, if you're not familiar with Fabled Lands, that's okay. We are we're gonna be going through this with fresh eyes, shall we say? So we have our classes, and we've got warrior, mage, priest, rogue, wayfarer, troubadour, and back to warrior again. So we have our various warriors. We can choose the gender, of course. We can go male or female, and we've got lovely art for each of them. Very stylized. I do appreciate and like that. So I think that's the first thing that we're going to be deciding upon, that you're going to be deciding upon, is I want you to choose a class So I think we've got R, W, T, warrior. Oh, I don't know. You guys type in what you want. A warrior, a mage, a priest, a rogue, a wayfarer, a troubadour. I believe the wayfarer has the highest probability of surviving in book 1. I stand to be corrected. They've got pretty good combat and they've got pretty good scouting, so they don't get lost very often. Having said that, the warrior is always good in terms of just generally being able to win in combat, so our death is not specific there. Lots of wayfarer votes and troubadour. So a wayfarer, let me give you the wayfarer description. You prefer to make your home in mountain grottos and woodland groves rather than in the squalid streets of cities. You have the agility of a gazelle, the cunning of a fox, and the ferocity of an eagle. You have heard of a city of trees deep within the forest of the Isle of Druids. So that is Wayfarer. Troubadour, I see people saying they want to hear me sing. That is something that you will live to regret. You have Wanderlust and chafes if you have to remain in one place. It should be, and it chafes if you have to remain in one place for any length of time. You enjoy the freedom of the open road and the thought that you never know what adventures each new day will bring. You live by your wits and are a familiar figure at tavern firesides where you regale travellers with your tales. Okay, and we have the not barred. Yes, you're quite right. We have the not barred. Just in case you were wondering, folks, I'm streaming to Twitch and to YouTube at the same time, so I'm reading comments from both sides. We've got lots. I'm basically seeing Troubadour and Wayfarer. It's one of those two that seem to be coming through. I think the Wayfarer is going to win, I'm afraid. I think the Wayfarer is going to win. So then let's move on. The next thing we need to decide is the gender. Male or female? Male or female? You let me know. And whilst you're doing that, I'm going to go through some of the other stuff in the meantime. So just write it down in the comments there. Team Troubadour. There we go. Wayfarer is in the tight lead here on YouTube. Yeah, absolutely. And on Twitch, it's Wayfarer all the way by the looks of things. So there we go. Jean-Baptiste Hautabas says roll a die to determine. No, we don't want to roll a dice to determine. You're here. That's why we're going to determine. So, okay. It seems to be a pretty straight run on the female. So you really want me to do a female voice tonight, is what I'm picking up. That's great. Thanks, folks. All right. Well, there we go. I think unless there's a sudden rush for the male, it's going to be the female with that lovely blonde hair. Female all the way. There we go. Okay, so we're creating our female. Now, the next thing that I need you to give me, of course, is her name. What is her name? The game has suggested Liana, but, well, this is your game, so you tell me what her name is going to be. Now, whilst you are coming up with that, let us see. There is an Iron Man mode, which disables manual saving. Only a single save will exist for your character, and the game is automatically saved upon exiting it. Losing your character and having no resurrection deal means losing the save. Recommended for the best experience once you've learned the game. Well, there we go. So, it's an interesting one. I'm not going to use Iron Man mode because you can die very easily in Fabled Lands in the books anyway. And let's not go there. So we've got some names coming in here. Greta, Mishna, Nuria, Kabila, Absinthe. No, I think Bathed, Leon Cornelius. My God, look at that person who's in chat. Leon Cornelius, old friend of mine, great role player, both from South Africa originally. Bathed, funny story there. Eliel, Gwenifir, Mishra, Lithia. There's some hugging going on. Wayface, murder hobo. No, we're not going to murder anyone. Let's see. Eliel, Katharina. Yay, but with consent, mind you. Wait, what? Oh, that's about the hugging. Okay, Bryn is going up. I quite like the name Bryn, so I think Bird the Cleric, you win with the name Bryn. I quite like that name. Bryn. Bryn the Wayfarer. Very well. In which case, let us journey into the Fabled Lands. The approach of dawn has turned the sky a milky green like jade. The sea is a luminous pane of silver. Holding the tiller of your sailing boat, you keep your gaze fixed on the glittering constellation known as the Spider. It marks the north, and by keeping it to port, you know you are still on course. The sun appears in a trembling burst of red fire at the rim of the world. Slowly, the chill of night gives way to brazen warmth. You lick your parched lips. There is a little water sloshing in the bottom of the barrel by your feet, but not enough to see you through another day. Sealed in a scroll case, tucked into your jerkin, is the parchment map your grandfather gave you on his deathbed. You remember his stirring tales of far-off sea voyages, of kingdoms beyond the western horizon, of sorcerous islands and ruined palaces filled with treasure. As a child, you dreamed of nothing else but the magical quests that were in store if you too became an adventurer. You never expected to die in an open boat before your adventures even began. Securing the tiller, you unroll the map and study it again. You hardly need to. Every detail is etched into your memory by now. According to your reckoning, you should have reached the east coast of Harkuna, the great northern continent, days ago. A grey, pasty blob splatters onto the map. After a moment of stunned surprise, you look up and curse the seagull circling directly overhead. Then it strikes you. Where there's a seagull, there may be land. You leap to your feet and scan the horizon. Sure enough, a line of white cliffs lie a league to the north. Have you been sailing along the coast all this time without realizing the mainland was so close? Steering towards the cliffs, you feel the boat judder against rough waves. A howling wind whips plumes of spindrift across the sea. Breakers pound the high cliffs. The tiller is yanked out of your hands. The little boat is spun around out of control and goes plunging in towards the coast. You leap clear at the last second. There is a snap of timber and the roaring crescendo of the waves. And then silence as you go under. Striking out wildly, you try to swim clear of the razor-sharp rocks. For a while, the undertow threatens to drag you down. Then suddenly, a wave catches you and flings you contemptuously upon the sand. "Well, well, well, what have we here, friends?" asked the old man. He seems to be talking to someone next to him, although you are certain he is alone. "Looks like a washed-up adventurer to me," he says, in answer to his own question. "All wet and out of luck." He carries on having a conversation that quickly turns into a heated debate. He is clearly quite mad. Now I have to do a voice for Brienne. "Excuse me! Excuse me!" you shout above the hubbub in an attempt to grab the old man's attention. He stops and stares at you. "Is this the Isle of the Druids?" you ask impatiently. "Indeed it is," says the old man. "I see you are from a far land, so it is up to me to welcome you to Harkuna. But I think you may have much to do here, as it is written in the stars that someone like you would come. Oh, your destiny awaits. Follow me, young adventurer." The old man turns smartly about and begins walking up a path towards some hills. You can just see some sort of monolithic stone structure atop one of them. Well, this is a fine mess, isn't it? Where are we going to go? Are we going to follow him? Are we going to scour the remnants of the washed shore? Or are we going to explore the island on our own? It's a conundrum. I want you to tell me what to do. Follow him, scour the remnants, or explore the island on your own? Let me know in the chat. I love the interface, by the way. It's nice and clear. Once we've made our decision, we'll be able to explore all of the different options that we have. Scour, loot monkey. Follow, follow. Follow, follow, follow. Scour, scour, scour. Follow, 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 follow. Follow right. Follow, follow, follow. Let's see. All right, we're going to follow him. Scour the remnants. You need supplies. Well, yeah, absolutely. The follows win. We shall follow him. Perhaps we shall come back. Scour and then catch up. Well, everyone seems to say follow, so we're going to follow him. During your short trip upward, the old man regales you with tales of your destiny and fate, continuously arguing with himself as he does so. Okay, well now we can see the map. That's where we are. Oh. That's where we are. This is where we could go. The obsidian stones, which I believe is at the top of the hill. Beautiful looking map. Alright, so we're going to follow him for now. We can't go anywhere else. To the obsidian stones. You reach a hill covered with a circle of large obsidian standing stones. Despite the bitter wind that blow across these hills, the stones are unweathered and seem almost, I beg your pardon, newly laid. Here are the gates of the world, says the mad old man. The stones are laid in such a way that they form 3 archways, each carven with mystic symbols and runes of power. Each gate will take you to a part of the world of Harkuna, though I know not where, explains the old man. Abruptly, he turns around and sets off down the hill, babbling to himself. His voice fades as he descends the hill, leaving you alone with the brooding stones and the howling wind. There are 3 stone gates engraved with ancient runes. Each gate is marked with a name: Yellowport, Marlock City, and Wishport. From here, you can see the coast and the whole island, which is heavily forested. We could step through one of the archways, or we could explore the island further. Now, based on what everyone was talking about previously, I think we're going to explore the island further. Before we step through the archways, the old man didn't say that there was any time limit. You decide to explore the island further and ponder where to go next. You have a clear view from the top of the hill of the northern parts of the island, and you notice a previously unknown to you road that snakes along the cliff tops. So, it looks like we can go back to that beach that we landed upon. Going further down, I don't see anything down there. Or we could go along to the coastal road or into the forest. Now, we've also got a little map here of the area that we are in, so that's going to be really useful. I don't know what that is. Show map of the world. There's the map of the world as we know it. So book 1 covers Saqqara, which is basically along this river here, all the way up to Nerech and Velis Corin. Book 2 would cover Golnir. Book 3, Golnir would go all the way up to this river here. Book 4 is up here, the Great Steppes. And then Book 5 is the Utaku. Book 6 is the Violent Ocean. And further south is Book 7, I believe. Okay, well, we haven't got any traps yet or locations, so that's okay. We've got easy objectives. Initiate at a temple, buy a blessing, buy a ship. Adept objectives, we don't... Oh, buy a house, stash, sell cargo for profit, learn a passive skill, obtain a resurrection deal. And then master objectives, complete 10 quests, collect 2,000 shards, learn an active skill, obtain a renowned title. Okay, well, we'll get there, We're in no rush at the moment. Alright, so coastline seems better to go through, I think. So, yes, let's head on down to the coastline, see what we can find there. You make your way around the coast. The interior of the island appears to be heavily forested. After a while, however, you come to a bay in which a couple of ships are anchored. A small settlement nestles on the beach. Ah, that's the trading post. All right. Well, let's go to the trading post and just see what we can see. The trading post is a small village set up here by enterprising settlers from the mainland. Its main export appears to be furs from the forest. The mayor, a fat, genial fellow who greets you personally, insists that one day the trading post will be a thriving town. There is not a lot here yet, however. a small market, a quay, the settlers' houses, and a shrine to Lacuna the Huntress, goddess of nature. So here's our interface. We could go to the market, we could go to the inn, we could go to a temple, we could go to a quayside, we could explore, or we could go to the house stash. I think explore just takes us back to the main island, so let's go to a temple. Temple to visit the shrine to Lacuna or the temple of Nargil. You want to see how the divine is represented in this settlement. Well, let's go to Lacuna. The shrine is set in a wooded grove. Birds twitter in the trees, and a deer darts away into the forest as you approach. A priestess is tending a low altar, where food and drink has been laid out in honor of Lacuna, the goddess of the wilderness. She is the patron of hunters, trappers, woodsmen, and all those who seek oneness with nature. Okay, well, let's become an initiate of Lacuna. Becoming an initiate of Lacuna gives you the benefit of paying less for blessings and other services the temple can offer. It costs 30 shards to become an initiate. You cannot do this if you are already an initiate of another temple. Let's just go to our character sheet. And let's just have a look at our character sheet. Yeah, we've got 16 shards, so that's not a hell of a lot. We've got leather armor, which increases our defense by 1. We have our sword, which is quite nice. Here we've got all of the statistics that we could possibly want. Combat is 6, scouting is 6, charisma is 2. We're not very pretty. Magic is 2, sanctity is 3. Those are some very weak points there, I must admit. We have our combat skills, offense 8 to 18, the chance of hitting an enemy with your currently equipped weapon. Interesting. Defense of 7, well, we know what that means. Stamina 9, 6 action points, damage 1 to 6, and then critical hit chances 3%. So they've worked in some extra bits and pieces that the original game didn't seem to have. Then there's blessings, resurrection deal, and curses. And then we have our usual backpack. Okay, so that's fine. So we can't afford to become an initiate. Seek a blessing. Oof. If you are an initiate, it costs only 10 shards to purchase Lacuna's blessing. A non-initiate must pay 25. Alright, so that's not going to work for us. Talk to the priestess. The priestess, dressed in silken robes and wearing a wreath of oak leaves, says, "I have need of an adventurer like yourself. For arcane reasons involving the secret mysteries of Lacuna, I need the tusk of a boar. A were-boar, in fact, yes. Hunt down one and bring me its tusk. In return, I will teach you how to be a better scout." Well, okay, we'll accept that mission. There we go. New mission, a sacred tusk. Fantastic. Well, we're done here, so let's leave that temple. Let's go back to the Temple of Nargil. This is new from the original books, by the by. Nargil is the lord of the lands of the dead, and his temple in the trading post is covered in friezes and gargoyles of ornate design, depicting the souls of the dead on their journey to the underworld. Inside, it is cool and dark, hung with black velvet drapes. A scroll tacked onto the wall reads, "Wanted, person of unusual resourcefulness. See Temple Warden." Well, okay. Let's see. Right, well, before we go into the temple, let me just see if there's anything going on here. Shards in the original book are hard to come by. Yes, absolutely. I agree with you there. Lacuna on Harkuna eating tuna. What for tuna? Oh my, the Jovial GM. There we go. Very nice, yeah. Laura Bones, were-boars seem a little tough right now. You are absolutely right. Thewdev, is this just the first book? Well, for the alpha, yes, it is just the first book. Deadly Cabot music, living for this voice acting. I'm having fun, and hopefully you are too. Sci-Bi, were-boar, could you just ask one politely? Well, yeah, maybe. So let's see, where are we? Yeah, I'd read audiobooks narrated by a guy. Yes, Jovial Gem, that's a wonderful statement. You'd read audiobooks narrated by me. I love that. Okay, awesome. Right, we're going to carry on then. So, let's see. Can we become an initiate? Oh. Becoming an initiate of Nargil gives you the benefit of paying less for services the temple can offer. You cannot do this if you are already an initiate of another temple. To become an initiate, you have to pass a priestly exam. If you want to take the exam, you will have to make a sanctity check at difficulty 10. Well, our sanctity is only 2. You know what? In for a penny, in for a pound. Let's see. Okay, you prepare mentally for the upcoming test. Nargle, god of the land of the dead, I know this, I've got this, I will get through this. Okay, here we go. Oh, that was a tough question. Final result, 10. We failed because you have to get over the number that's required. Unfortunately, you fail the exam. The priests of Nargle do not take failure lightly, hence you are forced to leave the temple, at least for now. You know that any other subsequent attempts will be a lot harder. Oh, alright, well, that didn't go down so well. Let's go to the inn. Maybe there's something we can learn from the inn. The Green Man Inn costs you 1 shard a day. Each day you spend here, you can recover 1 stamina point if injured, up to the limit of your normal unwounded stamina. Well, we're not injured, we're okay. Quayside? The quayside at the trading post is a simple affair, without the harbour facilities or the shipwrights of the larger ports. There are no ships available to buy here, but if you already own a ship, you can buy and sell cargo. Okay, so we could get passage to Yellowport. We're going to use one of those teleportation stones, though, I believe. Yeah, let's see there. I see that in chat we've got someone saying it will be book 1, 2, and 4 in the initial release, and then the rest. That makes sense. 1, 2, and 4 are the most, I think, interconnected. So there you are. Right. Pose as a dentist, says Lance Pickett. Yeah, it's a good one. Visit the Warden, please. Yeah, we'll definitely go to the Warden. That's right, in the temple. Maggie Joe, you're quite right. We'll go back to the Temple of Nargle. I just felt a little embarrassed because I failed that test so badly. Right, so yes, there are no ships for sale. Cargo, it's always good to see what's happening in the port. So here you would buy furs for 130 and sell for 135. You'd sell for 130. Okay, one of the biggest aspects of this game I loved, this book, was that you could own a ship and literally just go sailing. It was super cool. All right, then we can get crew there, which we don't have to worry about. Right, so that's fine. We're not going to do any of that. Let's go back to the temple now. Maybe they'll talk to us. Yes, okay, good. So visit the Warden. The Warden is in charge of security. We have had an unfortunate accident, he says worriedly. In the crypt below the temple, we sometimes experiment with the corpses of the dead. You know, the occasional zombie. Part of the rituals in honour of a particular aspect of Nagel we revere here, you understand. It seems a ghoul has escaped from these pits and it's terrorising the villagers at night. We'd rather someone like you sorted out the problem before the militia got to hear of it. Destroy it and bring me the ghoul's head. Well, that certainly sounds like something worth a lot of money. I mean, something worthy of my skill. I shall do it. Yes, I shall do it. Oh wait, what did he say there? I didn't read the last part. I was so excited. What did he say? I forgot. I didn't hear what he said. Okay. Right, good. Okay. Well, thankfully the game has given us this big red symbol here that says we should go here. You set out that night on your quest to find the ghoul. Haha. Okay, test your magic. Oh dear. No, we failed that one. You're not sure where to start looking for the ghoul, so you wander around, looking for stories, strange murders, anything that might put you on the trail. Scouting check. Okay, alright, we got this. Yes! There you go. The trail of gruesome murders and tales of terror leads you to an old cemetery in a near-deserted part of the old quarter. It is early morning, a few hours before dawn, so you haven't much time before the ghoul goes into hiding. At the gates of the cemetery, you find a small girl, hunched over, sobbing. When she sees you, she backs away, terrified. Make a charisma check. Now look here, girl. See, you will come with me. I shall protect you. Why are you crying? Only the weak cry. The little girl runs off before you can talk to her. Thread your way through the pitted tombstones and brooding crypts of the cemetery. under a pale moon that bathes, or bathes, that bathes the graveyard in a sickly, pallid light. Suddenly, a foul stench fills your nostrils, and a figure rises out of the shadows. Yellow eyes glow with feral bloodlust, and the creature sinks its black teeth into your arm before you can react. Ah! Lose 4 stamina. I assume the game has done that already. You have been infected! You now have a disease. Ghoul bite, I should say. Oh no. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Until you find a cure, you have 1 point subtracted from your sanctity, combat, and charisma abilities. No ability can drop below 1. Oh my, oh my, oh my! The ghoul, a rotting, walking corpse, lunges for you again. Fight it, invoke the power of the gods, use salt and iron filings. What the hell? Oh no. Well, we failed the religion check. I don't think Nagel would be very good if we... Oh! A desperate battle ensues. Oh! Here we go. Okay. Oh my! That's terrifying! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, so we've got action points, which we'll use. There's our stamina, already 5 of 9. Do we have a potion? We have nothing. Okay, what can we do? We can summon, this is something new, summon a ferocious bear to fight by your side. That sounds right. Mark as prey, duration 3 turns. Okay, he's too far away. So we're going to summon a bear. And then end our turn. That is a mean-looking ghoul. Alright, bear. I don't know what I just did there. I think the bear attacked. Did the bear attack? He attacked. Okay, the bear is done. Haha! It's my turn. Have at you, fiend. I will mark it. And then I will back up. And I'm done. Yes, eat the bear. Bear, eat the ghoul. The ghoul has 12 stamina points remaining. Okay. I feel like I should just get in there and hit it as hard as I can. Alright. Bear is still alive. Go, bear. Yes, 9 points of damage. Brilliant. Alright, ghoul, you're dead now. Oh, this is going to be close. No, bear is dead. Ghoul is not dead. Oh, you horrid ghoul. Victory. Oh no. 3. We're going to have to go to the tavern for years. For days. Oh boy, as Johnny Darko says, I love these kind of turn-based games. I suck at them. I'm awful. Alright, you hack off the hideous head and leave. With the ghoul's head. Okay, so you have to click on the ghoul's head in the trophy box to actually get it. Well, back to the mayor, the warden, I guess. You did it! He exclaims, the warden happily, taking the ghoul's head and placing it in a jar. It is time for a reward. You can choose only one of these 3 rewards. What? An amber wand of +1 magic, 500 shards, or a free resurrection deal? Well, I know what I would choose, but Maggie Joe's like, take the money. Yes, take the money, take the money, take the money. Absolutely. I think the money is going to help us a lot more than an amber wand of +1 magic or a free resurrection deal. So we're taking the money. The priest looks you over. Oh, I'm afraid we don't have no one skilled enough to cure you. However, I believe the Temple of Marka in Yellowport might be able to help. And the holy waters at Blessed Springs are known to be efficacious in this kind of cure. Well, at least he gave us some advice. And I do like the idea of the Blessed Springs. I think it might be worth journeying there or to Yellowport. Okay, well, we've got money now, so So we could go and buy something, couldn't we? We've already got leather armor. We've got a sword. Bow doesn't really give us ranged, although it might give us ranged attack now in the game. I hadn't thought about that. Rope. Rope is always good to have. Always good. I'm very tempted, folks, to buy a bow. I'm going to buy a bow. Yeah, 50 shards. And then rope. Rope is good if we're climbing. Oh, you say bow has a range of 5? Good eyes on that one. I didn't see that. Range 5. Yeah, absolutely right. It is only damage 1 to 4, but if I can throw the bear up first, then I can use that. Okay. All right. We might have to pay for a cure, warns Lance Pickett. You are quite right. You are quite right. So let's not take the rope. We won't go mountain climbing just yet. Okay. Searching to buy. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Oh, so these are people that would buy this stuff from us. All right, great stuff. Well, we're done there. I think I use rope about 60% of my game sessions in D&D. Yeah, in D&D, absolutely. Rope is absolutely useful. House stash. We don't have a house here, but apparently we do. House stash bow. Does that mean we have 2 bows? I didn't realize we had a house stash. Okay. All right, well, that's fine. Then I think we should go back to market and sell t'other bow, to be honest with you. That gave us our money back, pretty much. All right, I'll take that. I won't complain. Let's go to the tavern and rest up. Rest fully. 6 shards. Oh, drinks on me, everybody! You are all lazy, filthy foreigners who didn't want to stay in your own home country, so you've come here to try and make your own place. She has a charisma of 2, folks. I think we're done here. So let's leave. Let's go and explore this coastal road. I think you guys will be with me. Yeah, there aren't any potions for sale. That's the problem. There aren't any potions for sale. So yes, let's see. Now, I'm going to go to the coastal road. Unless there's major objections, we can go to the coastal road and then we go to the forest to explore before we leave the island, or should we just scarper? Should we just leave the island altogether? Let me know in the comments down in chat. Are we leaving or are we exploring the island? You must ungrey all of the map. Coastal rogue, sorry, been too much outward of steam. Been using salt for food. Oh, yeah, well, salt for food's not a bad idea. Explore the forest, explore all the map. Is this new content? I don't remember a ghoul quest here, but it's been a while. Thewdev, I think that was a new quest that was added in. I do remember a ghoul quest. I thought it was actually in one of the cities, but I think they've added it in here just to give a little bit of a start. All right, we are going to... Oh, leave for cure, says Lance Pickett. Very, very worried about that fear there. Did you equip the bow? No, I did not. Good point. Do we have to buy arrows? Before we leave town... in stock. I didn't see arrows. Wouldn't it be funny if you couldn't buy arrows? Spear. That's got a range of 2. So spear would be quite nice, actually, in terms of keeping one away. Oh, I see that weapons do different damage. A spear is better than a sword, as a matter of fact. Ah, but to use it takes 5 action points as opposed to using a sword which uses 2 action points. Ah, I see. 4 action points, I should say. Okay, alright, that's interesting. Dagger does less damage, uses less, so you could possibly make 2 attacks in a round. Interesting. Alright, but I didn't see any arrows. Are we losing it permanent? I don't think we're losing it every single round. Or I think it was just a once-off loss, and then until it's recovered. So let's take a chance. Let's go to the coastal road. You are on the coastal road that snakes along the windswept cliff tops in the north of the Isle of Druids. You meet a militia patrol. A troop of militiamen comes marching along the road. A burly man-of-arms with wild hair is leading the column. A wicked flail in one hand and a shield adorned with a black boar in the other. Seeing you, he stops and waves his men to a halt. His little eyes squint at you from beneath the bushy brows, and it seems to you his fat nose wiggles for a moment, as if sniffing the air.
"Ah, my mistake," the man finally grumbles. "Thought you might be one of them poachers infesting these woods. Lousy murdering lot they are. But you don't look the part. Keep your eyes peeled on the road, traveller."
The militiamen continue on their patrol, and soon you are alone on the road again. Interesting. Okay, well, let's then head to the forest, I guess. The trees... Oh, listen to that. The trees are closely packed, leaning together as if in conference, whispering quietly among themselves. Birds twitter in the distance, and slivers of sunlight lance down through the musty gloom. As you proceed along a forest track, you think you hear a rustling in the bushes. Later you spot a shadowy figure darting through the trees. Or was it your imagination? An animal snuffling sound right behind you makes you spin around, but there is nothing there. You struggle deeper into the forest until you come to a thick wall of impenetrable thorn bushes. Circling it, you find there is a break in the hedge, but it is filled by a large tree. To your surprise, a face forms in the trunk and speaks in a woody voice.
"None can pass. Begone, human."
Return to the trading post. Attack the tree. Try to persuade it to let you pass. Well, I don't really want to attack it, so let's just talk to it. Let's see what's happening. You explain what a tree lover you are, and that your heart has always been at home in the forests. You portray yourself as the greenest adventurer ever, and I totally recycle as well.
"Ha! What a load of rotten leaves!" exclaims the tree. "Anyone can see you are as bad as the next human. In fact, I'd say you're probably a lumberjack. Now, get lost."
Ooh. Attack the tree or leave the forest. I don't think we want to attack the tree. This tree is very old and very... yeah, I think let's leave the forest. You easily find your way to the trading post. Okay. Well, I think that pretty much closes up the island for us for now. The trading post we've been to, so... Well, I suppose we have to go back to the trading post. The map won't let us go anywhere else. Okay, and we have explored. Wandering around the tiny settlement is uneventful. There is nothing much for you to see. Okay, let's leave that. Now let's go back to the coastal road. There's some suggestion that officer that we met was a werebore, and I tend to agree with you. Attacked by a werebore! The game knows. It knows now if we die, we're in serious trouble here. A werebore in ornate armor comes thundering out of the undergrowth near the road with a raised spear. There is no chance of retreat or surrender in this battle. Oh, what nice tusks you have. Do you mind if I borrow one of them, as a matter of fact? Yeah, we're going to put that bear right there. Attack! What's this do? A slippery puddle of water costs 3 action points to cross. Okay, well, we won't cross that then. Come on, bear! Why can't you attack poor little bear? Move or attack? No? Okay. Well, if he buys me around, that's all I need. I'm going to put Hunter's Mark on him. Make a single target as prey. You and any animal companions gain 50% damage bonus to your attacks against it. Okay, that's great. And then we've got the bow. I wonder how we shift to the bow. Swap weapons. Costs an action point. Well, that didn't seem to work either. Alright, let's just end our turn and see what happens. Okay, bear's in trouble. Oh no, it's only a 5 of 8, so that's okay. It be Pumbaa. If there's anything worse than a werebore, it's a werebore with ornated armor. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yes. Yes! No damage! Oh. Bryn missed their attack. Rolled a 3, needed a 5. Really? Really? Oh my goodness. Alright. Oh, there goes the poor bear. Missed their attack again. No, we did 2 damage. Okay. We got this. I think I should change weapons though. If I hang on, it takes 2 action points to mark it. I think that's definitely worth it. And I think swapping weapons is worth it. And then backing up 1, so he's got to use more action points to get to us. Yes! And then hit it! Yeah, didn't kill it! Ah! Oh! We're going to get cursed with lycanthropy or something. We're going to just have every infection. That's all we're going to do. Victory! The creature's armor is too heavy to suit you, but you can take a hunting spear and the boar's tusk. Grab your acquisitions and continue onwards. Well, who wanted the boar's tusk? That was the Lacuna priestess, that's right. Hi-ho! Hi-ho! Now, I must say, that's a change that they've made from the original book, because the original book you had to travel to the middle of absolutely nowhere to go and get that boar's tusk. I do like this, I must admit. All right. So, yes. Okay, yes. Lacuna, where is that priestess? Yes. The priestess, who is wearing the skin of a wolf and is covered in red paint, welcomes you gleefully. At last! The tusk of the werebore! Now the ceremony can go ahead. The priestess rewards you with knowledge. Nom nom shibom. Remember to look at the flight of the swallows on an autumn afternoon, and that will guide you. There you are. Become an initiate of Lacuna. Perhaps we should. Or perhaps we should become an initiate of Nag. Oh, wait, that was a sanctity check. Do you think we should retake the test now that we've become all of now that we're special? Lacuna will allow us to re-roll scouting checks, but our scouting is currently 7. Whereas, let's see. What if we go for Nargle and we get that? That gives us possibly a resurrection deal, because Nargle is the Lord of the Dead, right? I think resurrection might be better than anything else. So, yeah, seek a blessing, do it. I say become an initiative of Lacuna. Interesting. Let's see. And it's definitely an unladen African swallow, Laura Bones. Lacuna? Is everyone going to say Lacuna? Did you save the game? Shouts Maggie Joe. Lacuna is for money. Death is a test. Yeah, that's definitely true as well. Let's see if we can save the game. Menu here. Save campaign. New save. Well done there. We can't name it, so we're just going to save it. Okay, good. Oh, there we go. In honor of Maggie for reminding us, we're going to call this Maggie. Okay. And then when I'm playing the game again, I'm going to be like, who the hell is Maggie? Anyway. Lacuna Matata, says Mark S. I believe this joke was made before the film came out. So, all right, we'll become an initiate of Lacuna. 30 shards. Got to watch that cash. Seek a blessing. If you are initiate, it costs only 10 shards. Pay 10 shards for a blessing. You gain a scouting blessing and you lose 10 shards. All right. I don't think there's anything else. The priestess, dressed in ceremonial leather armor and carrying a silver bow, recognizes you and welcomes you. She offers you the usual services. Well, there you are. John Smith, thank you so much for that donation. Lemon character and Baby Lemon blowing a party horn whilst marching. Okay, there you go. Thanks very much, John Smith. Okay, now... it says we can go to the crossroads, but we kind of have faced off against that which we need to face. And the forest we couldn't get part... we couldn't get past because of that tree. So I think it's time for us to leave. I mean, we can keep plundering the coastal road, and certainly in the old books you could do that. You could sort of keep cycling through. But I don't think there's anything much more of value there. So I think let's leave. The XP Gamers, this is cool. Absolutely. You know what I like about this game is that at the moment in the alpha there is no audio. There's the music, which we're hearing, and the occasional sound effects. But it is just a quiet, nice afternoon kind of playthrough. And the option of exploration is super cool. All right, we're going to step through one of the archways. We know we've got this plague, this curse, this ghoul curse. If you just joined us, we fought a ghoul in a crypt and got an infection, which is not so nice. And so we need to cure that. Now, we could cure that by going to the Blessed Springs. Let's open up our map here and let's zoom in. We're on the Isle of Druids here. We could go to Marlock or Yellowport at the moment. The Blessed Springs is where we would get cured. So I would propose we go to Blessed Springs because I think it's cheaper than Yellowport. And in Yellowport, you can all sorts of things can happen. So that makes me particularly worried. So that's my suggestion. But I'm not playing this alone. You guys are playing it as well. So shall we go to Yellowport and just buy the cure straight away? Or shall we go to Yellowport and then go to the Blessed Springs? Your choice. You tell me now. Go to the springs, says Laura Bones. Yeah, Edward Horsman, it's still in alpha test. The XP Gamers, yes, final version upon release will see you being able to explore Golnir, Sakara, I should say, and the Great Steps. Lots of exciting stuff in there. Blessed Springs, lots of springs going on. All right, I think it's the Blessed Springs. So there we go. Right, to Yellowport it is. You step through the archway. Immediately, the symbols on the stone begin to glow with red-hot energy. Your hair stands on end and your body tingles. A crackling nimbus of blue-white force engulfs you. The sky darkens and thunder and lightning crash and leap across the heavens. Suddenly, your vision fades and everything goes black. When your sight returns, you find yourself at the gates of a large city set on an ochre-coloured river. A vile stink of brimstone permeates the air. You wrinkle your face up in disgust and gag involuntarily. "Welcome to Yellowport," says a passing merchant. Excuse me. Yellowport is the second largest city in Sakara. It is mainly a trading town, and it is known for its exotic goods from distant Ancon Konu, way to the south. The stinking river brings rich deposits of sulfur from the Lake of the Sea Dragon down to the town, where it is extracted and stored in the large waterfront warehouses run by the Merchants Guild. From here, the mineral is exported all over Hakuna. Unfortunately, all that sulfur has its drawbacks. The stink is abominable, and much of the city has a yellowish hue. The river is so full of sulfur that it is virtually useless as a source of food or drinking water. However, the demand for sulfur, especially from the sorceress guilds, is great. Politically, much has changed in the past few years. The old and corrupt king of Sakara, Korin VII, has been deposed and executed in a military coup. General Grieve Marlock and the army now control Sakara. The old council of Yellowport has been indefinitely dissolved, and a provost marshal, Marlos Marlock, the general's brother, appointed as military governor of the town. To leave Yellowport by sea, buy or sell ships and cargo, go to the harbour master. Well, now that's an interesting thing. So, we have the whole town to explore, but we want that blessing. I just want to check, because we never got to this point in the playthroughs. We could buy a generic brigantine ship. We could. And then go sailing on the high seas, seeking out adventure. Although, to be fair, with only one book's ocean worth exploring, we'd be trading basically between Marlock, Yellowport, and the Isle of Druids. But I think, yes, the Cure is probably the thing to do. For now, anyway. But, oh my goodness, look here. Remember we were going to buy furs in the Isle of Druids for 135. We could sell them here for 170. That's like a 300 shard profit. Yeah, her magic is really low, remember? So that means the old noggin's not so great. Timber, I don't think there was a huge profit to be made. Cargo grain, yeah, it looks pretty expensive here to me. Anyway, we are not playing this type of game. So we're going to leave straight away. Or should we stop at the market? No, we're going to leave straight away. We are trying to get all the way up. Look at this beautiful map. We're trying to get to the Blessed Springs up here. So hopefully we can get there. We've got some interesting looking options here. Do we follow the river north along the riverbank? Do we head to Scorpion Blight? No, I don't think so. I think that sounds awfully dangerous. Or do we head to Venefax? Or to Trefoil? Oh, it's an interesting one. Laura Bones pouts and pirate. Arr. Go sailing with a ghoul bite. That's a recipe for disaster. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So, wow. First live viewing, says Barley Shaman. Well, fantastic. It's not what we normally do on this channel, but couldn't resist with this new game that's just dropped into alpha. Venefax, I think, is the safest route to take, and Zachariah Ritter agrees with me. The XP Gamers, is this available on Steam? Not yet. We're still in alpha. Well, they're still in alpha, I should say. It will be shortly. You can go and follow it, though, I believe, on Steam. So Edward Horsman, got to head off now and set up your own stream. Good luck with that. Have fun. And thanks for watching. Okay, Venefax it is. Venefax is a strange-looking village. It looks like a single gigantic building. All the houses are joined together to form a jumbled mass, and none of the houses have doors. The only way in is through holes in the rooftop. Ladders lead up to the roof, which, in effect, forms a network of streets that the inhabitants travel across to get to certain buildings. We had to build it that way for defence, says a passing farmer. You see, the scorpion men of the south cannot climb, so they can't get inside the town. Wandering around, you clamber down a ladder into a long, low hall, the Venefax market. A sign reads, "Closed on Thursday." Fortunately, it's not Thursday, and a stocky, barrel-chested man with piggy eyes introduces himself as Forouz, the master of the market. There is not much for you to buy or sell in this provincial market. Items with no purchase price are not available locally. Well, we're here and we should probably restore our stamina, as well pointed out by Maggie Joe. Maggie Joe, you are definitely keeping us on the straight and narrow. I like that. The tavern costs you a shard a day. Each day you spend here, you recover 1 stamina point if injured. Buy drinks from the locals and ask them about the Scorpion Men. Well, let's rest up until we're fully healed. Okay, great. And then let's spend 3 shards. I mean, if the blessing costs more than 457 shards, let's see what these Scorpion Men are all about. "They're vicious, evil devils," says an old peasant. "Like huge scorpions they are, save that they have the head and shoulders of a man. Intelligent too, forever seeking to pillage our town, but they can't climb up the ladders." A soldier in the local militia speaks up. "They eat fire too. All we have to do is sit atop the town and pepper them with flaming arrows. They can't stand that for long. Mind you, things are getting pretty bad. They've got a sorcerer now." A young man, blind in one eye and paralysed down one side, says, "They've got a terrible sting as well. Their venom did this to me," pointing at his eye and side. There's not much else to hear, so you leave. Let's see what the market's got for sale. For sale, usual swords, spears, the like. They do have some climbing gear, which is quite nice. Scorpion Antidote. A large-sized potion that cures the effects of scorpion venom. Tough as nails, books and snails. A scroll containing a passive skill which you can learn. It grants a bonus to your defenses. Oh, that's interesting. 1,440 shards. It's all yours. No, that's not going to happen. Yeah, let's go and get the cure. Let's stay on target. Let's go get that cure. So we're going to leave. Thanks ever so much. We're going to leave. We're going to go to the Eastern Road because remember we're trying to. How do I scroll up here? We're trying to get to the Blessed Springs, which is this sort of area here. So the Eastern Road, it is. You are on the road between Blessed Springs and Venifax. Pilgrims, the sick and injured, travel this route to the holy waters of the Blessed Springs to find salvation. I'm going to the Blessed Springs as well, because I've got ghoul bite. Yeah, got that from a ghoul. Blessed by a priest. You are blessed by a priest. I grant you the blessing of safety from storms. Use it at your own peril. Since we're on the land, it makes sense for me to give it to you now. Go well. You move on. Okay, Lake of the Sea Dragon or the Blessed Springs. Blessed Springs. The village of Blessed Springs, nestling at the foot of a tall hill, has grown up around the holy waters, a special spring said to have healing powers. It has been fenced off by the villagers, and a priesthood appointed to supervise the supplicants who come to bathe or drink of the spring's waters. There is no market, but an alchemist has set up shop here. Well, I mean, pop in with the alchemist, I guess. I suppose. Why not? Potion of stealth, potion of nature, potion of healing, song of swiftness, illusionary clone. I'm going to say let's get a potion of healing. I know we are here for other things, but it could come in handy. That's all I'm saying. All right, we'll come back and buy other stuff if we really like it. Let's go to the tavern. We can buy drinks all round. I'm going to say yes, let's do that. A few locals are discussing recent events. It seems some hideous beast has made its lair in a cave on the hill that overlooks the village.
It's a gorlock, says a farmer, and it's amassed quite a bit of treasure by all accounts, lifted from its victims. A brave adventurer like yourself could get rich if you killed it. You'd be doing us a favour as well.
You ask what a gorlock looks like, but no one knows. Oh, no one's come back to tell the tale, says the innkeeper. There's not much else to hear. Cure. Get the cure. Get the cure. Get the cure. Get the cure. You have heard stories of the Holy Spring and its healing powers. The village has basically grown up around it, and you have limited places to openly go due to the guards hired by the priests of Mulhern to patrol the area. Still, you think you can pay a visit to the Holy Waters, talk with the owner of the alchemist shop, explore the hill, or go back. We're going to go to the Holy Waters. The wooden stockade encloses the springs. At the gate, 2 militiamen stand on guard, and a priest dressed in blue robes sits behind a desk.
35 shards to enjoy the divine spa,
says the priest. Well, that 35 is less than we thought it was going to be. So let's go in. 35 shards. You lose 35 shards. You find a wide pool of bubbling, electric blue water. It gives off a strong, invigorating scent, like crushed pine leaves. You strip off and wade into the bubbling waters. The effect is astonishing. You feel a sense of well-being coursing through your body. If you are suffering from disease or poison, you are cured instantly and can restore your abilities to normal. When you are ready, you leave the area. Well, there you go. Zechariah Ritter says, get cure, murder Garlock and cold blood, leave town. I like that. Okay, I wanted to see what that alchemist's shop owner might have to say. The alchemist shop is lined with potions, jars of exotic substances, herbs and so on. Alembics and beakers bubble and boil, full of strangely coloured liquids. The alchemist, a tall, gangly fellow with a beak of a nose, sells potions. The alchemist can make you a special potion for 250 shards, but he needs an ink sac. If you pay the money and have an ink sac, he will make you a potion of restoration. It can be used only once to heal all lost stamina, cure poison and disease. Yeah, I don't think so. As per the suggestion, we are going to save our campaign at this point. We'll just save over Maggie. All right, sorry Maggie. There you go. You're saved over. And there was a suggestion about looking at our. We've got the animal companion and the target. All right, we know what that means. Okay, good. Let's go to the character sheet. What is this? Show text. Oh, I see. That just takes us back there. All right. Okay, so let's see. Now we've got this sword and spear combo. So the sword takes 4 action points to use, does 1d6 damage, and has a +1 combat. The spear does 2 to 7 damage, which is an interesting number. What's the average of 2 to 7? So half of 7 is 3.5, so it's about 4. Help me with my maths here, folks. But it takes 5 action points. However, having said that, after having used the sword to attack once, I don't remember being able to move very much after that. So, and the spear does give us that reach of 2. So we could put bear and then hopefully attack through bear. What do you guys think of that? We don't have a shield yet, so it doesn't matter that it's a 2-handed weapon. So I think let's do that for now. The bow is useful for keeping them at the range, I think. There's nothing we can purchase, so let's explore the hill, I guess. You make your way up the hill. After a while, you spot a cave set into the hillside a little further up. Judging by the human bones dumped near the entrance, this is the lair of a dangerous beast. Fresh tracks of some large 2-legged, 3-toed creature lead from the cave into some nearby trees. It seems it is not home at the moment. Let's make a scouting roll. A successful scouting check. You recognize the tracks as those of the legendary Gorlock. You remember, now apparently, that it is said to have backward-pointing feet, so that the tracks it leaves will always show the opposite direction of travel. This means that the Gorlock is currently inside the cave. Do we challenge the beast to combat, or wait for it to leave the cave? I think we should... Well, you tell me. Do we stabbity the Gorlock, as Zechariah Ritter is suggesting? Or do we wait for it to leave the cave, sneak into the cave, rearrange the cave using Marie Kondo's ching method, and then when it comes back it'll be so disorientated that we can then attack it with the spear and down it whilst it's busy pondering what happened to its book collection? You tell me. You tell me what you think. Discretion is good, says Dominion Hermit. AK says the latter. Kai McElphin Goodsey, backwards footprints is a great idea. It is, absolutely. Spaz says, just saw this and its existence made my day, and also great to see you back with Fabled Lands. Loved your last series. Thank you. Well, this is now the computer game of Fabled Lands that I'm playing through. Everybody's saying wait. All right, we shall wait for it. Wait for it to leave the cave. You wait for an hour. At dusk, something emerges. It is the Gorlock, a beast with the legs like a bird, a body like a reptile, and 2 short forelimbs, and a beaked, lizard-like head. I want to fight this thing just so I can see what it looks like. You see that its 2 legs do have backward-pointing feet. The beast heads off into the hills, and you creep forwards. With the Garlock out of the way, you are free to investigate its lair. Inside the cave, you find 500 shards, a mace, and a silver nugget. We're in the money, we're in the money. We're going to go buy a boat. If we survive. The village of Blessed Springs, nestling at the foot of a tall hill, has grown up around the springs, blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. We didn't kill the Garlock. We didn't kill the Garlock. I feel like this is an injustice because I want to see what that thing looks like. So we're going to call this here Garlock. And I believe we're going to go back in again. We've got to go back in again, right? I mean, we have to. We have to go in there. We have to kill the Garlock. You find a cave with piles of human bones outside of it. However, it is quite empty without signs of habitation. The beast that lived here is dead or departed. No! Denied! Denied so heavily. Okay, well, you know what? There you go. All right, we don't get to see what the Garlock looks like. I'm tempted to load up and just go back. But you know what? The books didn't allow you to do that, so we're not going to do that either. I do think that there was a potion here that I thought looked quite nice. The Potion of Stealth. Oh, but it only adds 1. No, that's boring. So, you know what? You know what? Let's get another potion of healing. You can never have too many potions of healing. And let's get out of here. So, you could load the save, yes, but that's not the nature of the game. That's why we play these games, so we can replay them and we can go and do other things. We should count our blessings. That's all I'm saying. So, do we go into the cold, bleak mountains? No, because we don't have a rope. Could we go to the countryside? Do we go to the eastern road? Or do we go south and buy a boat? Because then we could go Marlock City, Yellowport, Isle of the Druids, possibly up to here, Norwich Point, I think that's called. Fort Brillian. What shall we do? What shall we do? Where shall we go? Where shall we go? Become a merchant. Get rich. Yep. Profit. Retire. Buy a boat. We're going to go buy a boat. I like that idea. Onto the eastern road we go. You are on the road between Blessed Springs and Venifax. It works. It really works. Blessed by a priest. Well, we've already got a Storm of Blessing. Can I trade it in for something else, please? No? Oh, how rude. Well, we continue on. Venifax? Yeah. We know about Venifax. But hang on. Let's see what's in Venifax now. Was there anything exciting? There was the scorpion antidote. Do you want to go fight scorpions? Are we getting cocky? Do you think? Are we getting cocky? I also want to sell this mace, by the way, because we're not going to use it. Are they selling any better armor here? Maybe we should buy better armor. Climbing gear, scorpion antidote. We could get this tough as nails, books and scrolls. A scroll containing a passive skill which you can learn. It grants defense to your defenses. Yes, there is more than one chat that I'm reading. I'm reading chat from Twitch and YouTube combined. Still with the boat. Yeah, let's do the boat. Let's stick on course. Let's do the boat. You know, what's the worst going to happen at sea? You know, we lose some money and then we come home. You know what? Before we go, let's just double check that we are cured. Yes, we are cured. And there's our blessings, a scouting blessing and a safety from storm's blessing. All right, so that's good. That's good. Yeah, we'll come back for the Scorpion Men. Let's go to make some money on the high seas, then we'll come back for the Scorpions. Is this a solo game or what? Says VipMods 1974. This is a solo game, but I'm playing it as a group decision effort thing here with you guys on chat for this evening. So we're going to go buy a boat in the harbour. Now, we can't afford a galleon. That's true, because that's 900. But we can afford a brigantine or a bark. Now, a bark is a small merchantman vulnerable to nature's whims and human depredations, whereas a brigantine is a swift and maneuverable two-master with a decent cargo gold. I think that should be cargo hold. This is an alpha, after all. Sold only at harbour offices. Okay, so Yeah, we good for at least one trip out onto the sea, right? So let's go with a brig. I think a brig is a good idea. Brig gang. Yep, so we're going to buy a brigantine, and that means I want you to come up with a name for the brig, if you please. Because we are definitely going to need it. And then the cargo. I don't know what we should buy here. It all looks pretty damned expensive to me. Minerals, I guess. Minerals would make sense to my mind because we buy sulfur. They make sulfur here, right? The HMS Guy, the Sea Prowler, Boaty McBoatface. Let's see. Don't skimp on the boat we're making anyways. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Briggy, says Behemoth. Name the ship the Lost Raider of El Tortuga. It's an interesting name. Sprig the Brig. Yellow Gold. Okay. Interesting options here. I like it. Dutchman with your luck. A Flying Dutchman. Yeah, absolutely. Capsize, says AK Writer. No, we're not going the wrong way anymore. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to buy minerals. I'm taking an executive decision. I'm buying minerals. I bought minerals. Okay. Crew. Oh, average crew. What have we got currently? Oh, we've currently got poor crew. In for a penny, in for a pound. We're getting average crew. Damn it. We're getting average crew. Okay, we've got 9 shards left. I'm feeling really good about this. So, let's see. Where is our... Do we have any ship information? Tickets? No, we don't want to buy tickets. We can't afford to buy tickets anymore. We've got no money. Someone spent all our damn money. Okay, well, let's set sail and we'll Titanic 2, Beowulf, the Lost Raider. I like that. Le Bateau, Tidal Flyer, the Salty Dog. I like that one too. All right, let's come back to it. We'll come back to it. You board your ship, the Crusty Pelican. That was the first time I saw. That was the first time I saw. Okay. There we go. It is what it is. Thank you for that name, Dragon. It is the Crusty Pelican now. That's the first name I saw in chat. The Crusty Pelican, which is docked in the harbour. The crew give a drunken cheer as you come aboard. Where are we bound for, Captain? Asked the first mate. Really? You're the first mate? I feel like you should be fine. Oh, that's very nice of you, Captain. I know you're only joking. Let's go. Oh, dear. All right, move on. Okay, so we've got minerals. I think we should go Isle of Druids, sell the minerals. Oh, are they going to be buying minerals? I don't know. Are they going to be buying minerals in the Isle of Druids? Or should we go to Marlock City, try and sell the minerals there, then sail to the Isle of Druids to pick up fur? We've got 1 cargo space left. Druid trade, make money. Yeah, but the problem is if the Druids don't buy minerals, then we can't buy any fur. We've only got 9 shards left because of someone a bit overzealous. If there's one thing the Tree Island doesn't have, it's minerals. Well, that's true. You know what? That's true. Okay, good. Let's do that. We sail along the coastal waters. Your ship, the Crusty Pelican, is sailing in the coastal waters beside Yellowport. There are a number of other ships, mostly merchantmen, but there are a few warships of the Sakaran Imperial Navy. At least we won't be plagued by pirates with the Navy around, says the first mate. Who's the second mate? Maybe the second mate will be just as good. An uneventful voyage. Okay, we continue to sail into the coastal waters. You are sailing in the waters around Scorpion Blight. I wouldn't want to put into land in these parts, says your navigator, who apparently is also our first officer. The Scorpion men will take all we've got, and our lives too, given half a chance. I don't know where this voice came from. I'm so sorry. A storm. Ah, we have a blessing. Heavy black clouds race towards you across the sky, whipping the waves into a frenzy. The crew mutter amongst themselves fearfully. If you have the blessing of Elvar and Velmir, which confers safety from storms, you can ignore the storm. Ha! We ignore the storm. We challenge you, storm. Come at us. A great white bell of canvas stretches overhead, gathering in the wind as a fisherman's net catches a shoal.
"We're making good progress," observes the helmsman. "Let's hope this breeze doesn't freshen into a gale, though."
Always negative, people, right? Always negative. The Isle of Druids, the Sea of Whispers. The sea is uncannily quiet and flat as a pane of glass under a grey-blue sky. At night, however, the waters seem to come alive with an eerie whispering. One of your crew tells you that the sounds you heard at night are the sea centaurs speaking to one another across the waves. Sea centaurs? I think you've been smoking. A storm! Heavy black clouds race towards you with whipping the sky. We don't have a storm. Oh, all hands! Lash yourselves to the deck! The storm hits with its full fury. The odds of survival depend on your ship and crew. Oh, dear. You weather the storm! Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha ha! We have survived! Excellent, excellent. Into the trading post. This sailing is nerve-wracking. Oh my goodness. Okay, good. Well, yes, we've got cargo to sell, by Jiminy, and yes, we're making a profit of 60 shards. Ha ha! I think that's how it works. How do we sell cargo? Right-click to sell them. Oh, right-click on them. Drag an item here, or right-click to sell them. Okay, I'm right-clicking. That doesn't see. Oh, sells. No? Okay, well, I'm going to drag it here. There we go. Huzzah! 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 And now we can buy fur. So, yes. Do we want to buy 2 sets of fur? Or is that just risking it? I don't know. I don't know. Timber's not badly priced here either, you know. Should we split our bets? Should we split our bets there? So that's a question I'm going to ask to you. Furs, double up on furs, or furs and timber? What do you think? What do you think? Let me know in the chat. Spaz says in for a penny. Absolutely. In this case, in for a shard. Risk it, says Seamus RBNW. 2 sets. Is it furs or wood, though, folks? Furs and wood, or just furs? Just furs. Risk it for a biscuit. Absolutely. Oh, I'd kill for a biscuit right now. Yeah. Yeah. Furs. Furs. I think it's going to be furs. Timber. Can't imagine it being any cheaper elsewhere. Yeah, absolutely. King Dotter. I can't think of it either. Both. Yeah. All right. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. I'm doing it. Look at that. At least we've still got 64 shards left, right? All right, fare thee well, stinking city of the Isle of Druids. One of the trading post sailors rows over to your ship anchored in the bay. Welcome aboard, Captain. Oh, it's the first mate. Welcome aboard, Captain, says the mate. The sky is clear and the smell of the sea fills your heart with wanderlust. Okay, well, we have to go back into the Sea of Whispers, I believe. Let's go and listen to those centaurs. Okay, yes. I know all about the centaurs whispering under the ocean at night. Thank you very much. A strange dream. That night your sleep is restless. You dream a most vivid dream. You are attacked by a giant sea monster, a mighty octopod thing that encircles the ship with tree-like tentacles and pulls it under the waves. You sink into the bottle green depths until you are caught in a glowing golden net. You wake in an undersea palace of multicolored coral with mermaids to attend you. They lead you past trident-armed merman guards into a great hall. Seated upon 2 giant shells like thrones are the king and queen of the deep, with green hair, sea-grey eyes, and crowns of pale gold. Shoals of iridescent anglefish dart about in an intricate flashing dance of colour, dancing for the rulers of the land beneath the waves. In awe, you bow before them. The queen indicates that you should entertain them, for they are bored. A silver flute appears in your hands. Well, you know, actually, I'm not very good. I'm not the first mate. I'm actually not very good at singing. Actually, I sing like a donkey, a dead donkey. They are unimpressed with your musical ability. The king waves his hand irritably. Suddenly, you wake up in your cabin, puzzled by your peculiar dream. You are sailing across the sea of whispers with a clear blue sky and a salty wind to help you on your way. Weird. You are sailing to the southeastern promontory of Saqqara, known for obscure reasons as Scorpion Bight. To the northeast lies the Druid's Isle. Yeah, at least they didn't kill us or skin us or something on those lines. A floating island. A large island made of reeds and plants which grow out of a massive floating bed of kelp drifts aimlessly across the waters. As you draw near, you see that a number of people have made their home there. The inhabitants hail you and invite you ashore. All right, number one, taken away, team. Wait, wrong game. You find out that they call themselves... Oh, wait a minute. The inhabitants hail you ashore. You find out that they call themselves the Gypsies of the Sea. Wandering nomads of the waves who find their islands naturally occurring in the sea of weeds. They make their homes upon them and live a life of aimless drifting. A tanned young man, full of wit and charm, explains that he makes his living from pearl diving and selling what he finds to people like yourself. He offers you a bag of pearls for 25 shards. Well, this sounds to me like it's a bit of a deal, if you ask me. Pearls are pretty nice, so let's buy the pearls. The young man smiles ingratiatingly and hands you the pearls. Test your magic. A success! Wow, it's our lucky day. Something doesn't feel right about the pearls. You realize a minor enchantment has been put on them, and they are in fact tiny pebbles made to look like pearls. You squeeze them in the palm of your hand, and they resort to their natural state. "By the twin gods!" exclaims the young man. "Look at that! They were pebbles all along!" You stare at him for a long while, fingering your weapon. The sea gypsy shifts uneasily from foot to foot, coughing nervously, and hands you another bag of pearls. This time, they are real. Let's make a move. Tisk, tisk, tisk. All right, now we know that we can sell furs at Yellowport at a pretty good price. Do we risk it and go back to Yellowport and just sell everything and be done with our seafaring days? Or do we sail on to Marlock City and try and make more money off of the sale of the furs? What do you think? What do you think? Or do we put in at Scorpion Bight? No, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm going to sail here anyway whilst you decide. Marlock City or Yellowport? Your ship is sailing in the coastal waters beside Yellowport. There are a number of other ships, mostly merchantmen, but there are also a few warships of the Saqqara Navy. At least we... No, enough of that. Enough of that. Thank you, First Officer. You've already said your piece about the plague and the Navy and the thing. You shush. Besides, we're having an uneventful journey and I'd like it to stay that way. Marlock City seems to be the route to go. Marlock City it is. Set sail for Marlock City. Onward, ho, engage. Your ship is sailing in the coastal waters off the Shadar Tor. You can just see the Tor, a jumbled mass of rocks sitting on the cliff tops, as it has done for 1,000 years. A merchant ship. The lookout cries, "Ship off the starboard bow!" You spot a crippled merchant ship limping toward Marlock City. It looks like a trading vessel from the Feathered Lands. Do we assist or do we attack? Let's see. Well, let's see. Assist or attack? You tell me. Assist or attack? Dominion Hermit says assist. We're merchants, not pirates. Zachariah Ritter says ship combat gang. Dominion Oyster says reward. Adrienne says assist. Saibai says assist. Dominion Hermit says the Imperial Navy, folks, they might just kill us. Deadly Crabbit Music says we're secretly pirates. Attack. Russell Jacob says piracy is not sneaky. Assist. All right, we're going to assist. And if we all die, that will be very funny. The merchantman has suffered a lot of damage, and the remaining crewmen are half dead with thirst. I sympathise. You give them water and help to repair the ship. The captain, a woman dressed in multicoloured feather robes and an ornate headdress, is most grateful. She tells you that her name is Moon of Evening, and that she comes from Smogmore, the city at the misty estuary in far-off Ancon Konu. She tells you to visit her if you are ever in Smogmore, so she can repay the debt. You sail on. The ship is sailing in the coastal waters of Shadar Tor. So we're going to have to wait for Book 7 in this game to come out before we can go down there. There you go. No good deed goes unpunished, as they say. Marlock City is a huge, sprawling metropolis, enclosed in a fortified wall said to have been built 1,000 years ago by the ancient Shadar Empire. It is the capital city of Saqqara. Marlock City was once known as Sokar, until Grieve Marlock, general, led the army in bloody revolt against the old king, Corin VII, and had him executed. The general renamed the city after himself. No, well, at least he's humble. It is now a crime to call it Sokar. The general lives in the old king's palace and calls himself Protector General of all Saqqara. Whereas the old king was corrupt, the general rules with a fist of iron. Some people like the new regime. Others are loyalists, still loyal to Nagaran. Nagan, the heir to the throne, who has gone into hiding somewhere. Outside the city gates hang the bodies of many dead people. Labels around their necks read, Rebels, executed by the state for the good of the people. You best behave yourself if you don't want to end up like one of them, grates a guardsman, nodding towards the swinging corpses as you pass through the great eagle-headed gates of Marlock City. To leave Marlock City by sea, or to buy or sell ships and cargo, go to the Harbour Master. Here we go, boys. Let's see if we can make some profit. The furs we're selling at 180. We bought at 135. So that's not bad. The timber we're selling at 180. What did we buy it for? Does anyone remember? I think it was like 180, wasn't it? And look at the minerals. They sell for 460 here. Spices are 760. I remember when I used to play this game. I'm going to sell everything, by the way. I remember when I used to play this game, I would try and write down all these details so I could remember where to go. Minerals definitely not from here. Textiles? Could textiles be the next big thing? Could textiles be the next big thing? I don't know. Okay, quick question, and you guys are going to decide this. And whilst you are deciding this, I am going to go and grab myself a cup of coffee because I'm still going to be doing this for a little bit longer, at the very least. I'm going to grab a cup of coffee. You guys decide amongst the chats what you think. So YouTube, what do you guys think? And good night, Maggie. Thanks for participating. YouTube, you guys decide what you think. Twitch, you guys decide what you think. And let's see. We only have 399 gold to play with, so not a huge amount. Anyway, I will be back shortly. And I am back. So, what did you folks decide on what we're going to be doing? Well, this is a little bit small. Let me just pop in there. There we are. That's a bit better. Yes, so what are we going to be doing? Are we going to be buying anything here? Let's see. I'm with Zach. Might want to sail back to Yellowport, grab the minerals there, and bring it back to Marlock. That way we can also scout on what we can sell at Yellowport too. Is there a black market? Asked Lance. Not that I'm aware of. There might be a few. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, let's do it. Damn it, I haven't been able to decide on what I should do tonight. How should I make that decision for you? So this is a closed alpha. Curious on the interaction of Guy and the developer. When I first found out about the PC project, I thought Guy would be the best person to present it, says Russell Jacob. I basically just harassed the developers saying, I want to be part of this. It's amazing. It's lovely. And so now they've said, okay, you can play our game. So I went, yay. Okay. Right. So let's see. Talkative Turtles. I just got here. I can't advise. Follow your heart. There we go. I think that's a good idea. Let's sail back to Yellowport. So we're not going to buy anything. Although maybe. Do you think we would be able to buy minerals in Yellowport and we upgrade our crew? Because that would help us if we get into... we said we're not pirates. We said we're not pirates. All right, set sail. Off we go. Back to sea, me hearties. Into the coastal waters we sail. Oh, dear. A storm. A storm hits with full fury. Hold on! The mast splits! Ah, watch out! Your ship is thrown about like flotsam and jetsam. When the storm subsides, you take stock. Much has been swept overboard. Also, the ship has been swept way off course, and the mate has no idea where you are. We're lost at sea, Captain, he moans. What direction, Captain? Asked the boatswain. That way. Your unerring sense of direction, even at sea, serves you well. It is not long before you find a familiar stretch of coast. I nearly died here. Oh no! That's not a familiar stretch of coast, it's a sea of whispers! What kind of storm was that? My goodness. Oh, it's an uneventful journey at least, but we don't want to buy anything from here, do we? Do we want to do another trade of timber? I suppose we could buy furs here and then sell it at Yellowport, which was our original plan, yeah? So let's do that. Let's do that, because we're here now. It seems silly not to. We know that fur... here we go. We know that furs are pretty good. So let's pick up... Let's just pick up two lots of fur. Let's set sail. Let's get out of here, boys. It wasn't what we expected, but hey, we survived. We're okay. You know, there's nothing wrong here. Let's just keep going. Nothing to see here. Uneventful journey. That's what we like. And then we go west. I'm not reading out the paragraphs that I've already read out aloud. It doesn't make sense, yeah? A floating island. Okay. We have... Oh! They hail you, but they seem to recognize you. Rapid activity takes place, and within seconds a huge sail has been raised and the island scuds away. It seems they would rather not meet you a second time. Why, is it something that we said? Apart from figuring out they're a bunch of thieves. Into the coastal waters and then into the safety of Yellowport Harbour. Yes, we know all about that. An uneventful voyage, that's what we like to hear. And into Yellowport Harbour, where we go to the harbour master. We're making, okay, we're making what, 30, not even 30, 25 off of each of the timber. But a profit's a profit, and you can't argue with that. And so we said we're going to buy minerals here. Yes, we can't afford anything else. But we could upgrade to good crew. We could upgrade to good crew. What do you guys think? Good idea? Bad idea? Upgrade with the crew? Or are we going to get to Marlock City and then call that quits? What do you think? I mean, how much more sailing do we really want to do? Definitely upgrade. Okay. Well, there we go. We now have good crew and very little coin. So now we're going back to Marlock City. Yep. So coastal waters. Lovely coastal waters. I do love the tour. It's an uneventful voyage now that we are prepared for eventful voyages. And we arrive at the harbour master and we sell our cargo. Look at that. For a nice little profit. Not enough to buy more cargo. Possibly should have thought about that. Yeah, so timber sell buys for 180. I think someone was saying it buys for 180. I do enough sailing to upgrade your equipment and put it in the bank. Yeah, I think so. I think so. If you don't want to keep sailing, then I'd say don't invest past good. Yeah, I agree. Talkative turtles, absolutely don't invest past good. Go to the priest, says Philip Georgescu. Go to the priests. Okay, well, we can go to the priests. Just go back to yellow, buy minerals, sell at Marlock. Yeah, we could go backwards and forwards. But I don't think that's the spirit of what we're trying to do tonight. And I'm finishing up in 15 minutes anyway. So I think for now, let's go and explore Marlock City a little bit. Yeah? But, and you can tell that Maggie's not here, we need to save. And let's just save over Maggie. In honour, I think she had to leave. Okay. Textiles is a net loss between Yellow and Marlock. Thanks for that. That's good. Just go back to... okay, close enough. Save first. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Let's pop into the tavern. The Three Rings Tavern sounds nice. We don't need to do anything there, but we will buy drinks all around. An old troubadour tells an epic tale of an adventure and romance involving three heroes, a princess, and a dragon. Afterwards, you find yourself talking to him at the bar. He tells you about the time he was captured by the man-beasts of Nerech, and that by soothing their savage ferocity with music, he was able to escape. Yeah, well, we don't really know much about music, so probably should not go there, I think. So, yes. He tells you of his lifelong quest to find the greatest story ever told. It is said that the god Sig, in his aspect as the divine bard, passed this knowledge to a mystic called Damor the Hermit. He lives alone in a lost cave, awaiting the day when he can pass on the story to the one who finds him. I am too old now to pursue the quest, so I pass it on to you. I believe he can be found in the foothills of the spine of Harkuna, the mountains to the north. Yeah, we don't sing very much of that, so yeah, that's a thing. Okay, so let's go to the market. Let's see what we can buy in the market. We can sell some stuff. The bag of pearls we could sell for 80. I don't know. I mean, that's a profit of like 50 already. That's brilliant. Oh, we could improve our charisma by 1. Our charisma is pretty low. Weaponry. Looks like it's pretty much the same. Oh, we could buy ring mail, which gives us +2 defense, or chain mail, which gives us +3, or splint armor, which just gives us +4. I wonder. You guys think about it. Our sanctity is so low, it's not really going to help us. That charisma could be a thing. +1 to magic is not a bad thing. Rat poison. Alchemy or potion of healing. Well, we're okay with potions of healing. Nothing of that in stock. And then they've got book archery. Well, we don't have enough gold for that. So don't go nuts on the spending or you won't be able to trade anymore. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I do feel like we deserve a little bit. I mean, are we going to go back to trading? I think we're going to go inland and explore a little bit. So I think if I look at our character, we've only got a defense of 7. Which... from what I can remember, if we have a combat of 6, that's only a 1 that we need to roll to hit ourselves, right? So I don't think our defense is very good. I think I'll call the upper tier of that Gamers of the Caribbean, yeah. All right, folks, you tell me. Do we upgrade our equipment? Do we upgrade our armor? I mean, chainmail puts our defense at 12. Oh, no, 10. Go for chain and keep the rest. I'm tempted to do that. I really am. Update armor, my dude. Yeah, I think so too. We'll buy that. But it's not a complete loss because we will equip the armor and then we'll sell the leather armor. There we go. So we didn't make a complete loss there. Say, Mandolin, you got the bear to tank for you anyways. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is true. But we can't afford the Mandolin now, I don't think. No, 300. We're 19 shy. But you know what? It's okay. We'll go exploring the city and we'll make it back, right? So let's see. Elvir and Velmir would be a temple of You know what? Let's go in. The temple of Elvir and Velmir, divine rulers of the House of the Sea, is right on the teeming harbour of Marlock City. Its sea-green marbled porticos are draped in 100 silver nets. Brother and sister, Elvir and Velmir, rule below the waves. Elvir brings the souls of the drowned in his nets before his sister, Velmir, for judgment. A swaggering ship's captain emerges from the temple, saying to you in passing, "Never, I mean never, go to sea without paying your respect to the twin gods, unless ye want to sail through a world of storms." Okay, well, let's get a blessing. It's only 20 shards. The safety, you can only have one safety of storms. Okie dokes, that's very good. Thank you very much. Let's see what the other temples are offering. We've got the temples of Sig. Sig? I forgot who Sig was. The Temple of Sig the Cunning, patron of vagabonds, troubadours, lovers, thieves and rogues, is a ramshackle warehouse in the poor quarter. Inside, however, there is so much wealth it makes you gasp. The idol of Sig, a saturnine, two-faced young human of indeterminate sex, is covered in gems. As you can see, we have been made rich by generous donations, says a black-robed priest. Well, what does a blessing do, apart from costing 30 shards? It works by allowing you to reroll any failed thievery attempt once. Not sure about that. Let's go back. But let's speak to the High Priest. The High Priest takes you to a private chamber. "You may be just what the temple needs," he says. "A good old-fashioned thief. There is a suit of armor made entirely of gold. Ceremonial only, of course. Nevertheless, we would like to have it donated to us." "I see," you reply. "And where is the armor?" "Well, that's the tricky part. It's in the Temple of Turnai in Karn Baru. In fact, it's worn by the idol of Turnai himself in the temple. Can you bring us the gold chainmail of Turnai? In return, we will instruct you in the roguish arts." Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Are we thieves? Let's accept the mission. Just because we accept it doesn't mean we have to do it. I mean, our thievery's not bad. But let's get a blessing when we need it. Let's save some of our money. Who else was here? Oh yes, Elnir. The Temple of Elnir is a single spire reaching skywards. Eagles roost in its lofty belfry. They are sacred to the priests of the Sky Lord. Elnir is the divine ruler of the heavens, patron of statesmen and kings, and his sons are the Stormlords. "Thunder is the sound of the sons of Elmir smiting the cloud demons," says a passing peasant. Well, let's see what the blessing does for us. It allows us to re-roll a failed charisma roll, but I feel like we're going to fail it so many times. You know, it's just not gonna. It's not gonna happen. Talkative Turtle says, "I thought we just said we were not pirates. Is that only an on-the-water philosophy?" And Zachariah Ritter immediately responds by saying, "What happens at sea stays at sea." Okay, so yeah, we're not going to steal the chainmail. We took the quest so we could prove that they put out a bounty for the chainmail. Right? We're going to be good citizens. Promise you. Promise, muchly. The House of Priests is an impressive building, a roundhouse of multicoloured bricks. The myriad colours give it a bizarre and garish look, calculated to unsettle the visitor. Inside, 100 officers team with administration of the polytheistic religion of Sakara and Golnir. Pay 10 shards as a contribution in order to enter or go back. What? 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 No. Are we going to pay 10 shards just so we can go inside the House of Priests? I mean, come on. Really? What do you think? Do we go in for 10 shards or do we stay out? What could possibly be inside there that we want? Do we go in or not? You tell me. Is the DJ good, says Laura Bones. Well, we don't know, because we can't go in yet, can we? Pay and steal. No, they deserve no money, says Random Biohazard. Yeah. Pay and steal. Could be numero uno duo del mundo. Okay. Don't know until you check. Well, that's true. Out, says Lance Pickett. Yeah, I agree. We're out. Not going to pay money to these people. The palace, the market, the trade guild. Let's go to the palace. Oh, you know, sightseeing. The palace, the home of Protector Grieve Marlock, the general, is an imposing building of astonishing luxury. You get as far as a huge reception area manned by many guards and staffed by government officials. You may proceed only if you have the title Protector of Sakara. Otherwise, you are thrown out. How rude. Okay. Well, the market we've been to. The Three Rings Tavern we've been to. The Trade Guild we haven't been to. Maybe we should, since we are traders. The Merchants Guild of Marlock City is a large, multi-storied building of marble. Inside, many clerks and scribes are at work. Here, you can bank your money for safekeeping, or invest it in guild enterprises in the hope of making a profit. A sign on the Guildmaster's door reads, "Help Wanted." Well, that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. We could deposit some cash. We've got 261. If we put in like 150, we might make some money. You can invest money in multiples of 100 shards. The guild will buy and sell commodities on your behalf using this money until you return to collect it. Don't forget that you can lose money as well, mutters a sullen merchant. The guild charges 10% on any withdrawals as it's cut, rounded in their favour. Oh, alright, well let's invest 100 shards. And then let's be done with that, and let's go and see the Guildmaster. The Guildmaster, a tall, gaunt man, welcomes you. The guild in Golnir and Sakara is plagued by privateers on the high seas. Amcher One-Eye is the worst of these lawless dogs. He has cost us thousands of shards. Bring me the head of Amcher One-Eye, and I will reward you. He and his cutthroat crew operate from the Unnumbered Isles, now called the Kingdom of the Reavers, because of the pirates who have made their base there. The isle lies to the south. Well, we take up the quest. You take up the quest. There is little else for you to do here, so you return to the city centre. I don't think we can actually get to the Isle of 1,000... the Isle of 1,000 Shards. I think that's too far to the south. Or it could be here in the Violet Ocean. I don't know. Let's be bad guys. Can't say why, but this channel is very laggy at my end. I'm sorry about that. Whereas other channels seem fine. Well, we're not sending particularly huge amounts of data, so it's a bit weird. Privateer work like piracy, but sanctioned. Well, absolutely. Now, I'm not sure if we can get to the Isle of 1,000 Spires, or whatever it's called, so let's not go sailing there just yet. Do we want to explore the city? There's always a risk that we get knocked unconscious and lose all of our money, or should we just leave? What shall we do? What shall we do? House stash, market. Hang on, we've still got some equipment, don't we? We've still got this bag of pearls for 80. Wonder if we should keep that. Let's keep that. Do we need the sword? Well, we don't know what the spear's like in combat yet, so let's keep all of that. I think we should... Let's explore the city. You take a stroll through the streets. Marlock City is teeming with people. Oh, we did the easy objectives. Look at that. Yes, quite right. Well done, Talkative Turtle. Who said that? Dominion Hermit says, yes, we've done the... I don't know what happens when you complete them. Explore the barracks, visit the Street of Entertainers, or enter the residential quarter. The Street of Entertainers sounds divine. Psst, come here, friend. Someone whispers from the shadows. Go over to him, ignore and leave him. Interesting. Interesting. Ignore him and leave? No, let's go over to him. What would you like? Want to try your luck in the gambler's den? Asks a short, dark man dressed as a mercenary bodyguard. Just 5 shards entrance fee. He nods to a door at the top of some rickety stairs. Oh, well, let's do a little bit of gambling, I say. Take 5 shards. He smiles and takes you into the gambler's den. You are in a smoke-filled casino, full of all kinds of dubious characters playing cards and dice. Decide how much you want to bet. A maximum of 20 shards. Oh, let's not start too soon. We'll go with 2 shards. You lose 2 shards. Roll the dice. 8. Lose your bet. I see. Well, that was fun. You are about to leave when you see a crowd gathered around a slim, pasty-faced scholar at a card table. By the 3 fortunes, but I'm hot tonight, he cries. He seems he is on a winning streak. You notice a couple of dodgy-looking ruffians watching the scholarly fellow. Wait and follow the scholar, or return to the city centre. Well, we are good, so I suggest we wait and follow the scholar. Sure enough, when the scholar leaves, purse bulging with shards, the 2 ruffians also leave. You follow at a slight distance. As you suspected, the ruffians wait for a suitable moment and then set about the scholar. Oh, help! Help! Thieves! Cries the scholar in a thin, reedy voice. Oh, I got that one right. Chase the muggers off or return to the city centre. Oh, good luck, mate. No, we'll chase the muggers. You rush in, taking the ruffians by surprise. A good couple of buffets around the head, and they run off. The scholar lies groaning on the ground. Help him up or rob him. Oh, we'll help you up. Stare there. Thank you, coughs the scholar. He gives you a vial of yellow dust as a reward. I found this at an ancient archaeological site I've been studying, he says. I believe it needs to be thrown into the holy waters in the village of Blessed Springs. Although quite what happens then, I have no idea. He thanks you again and takes his leave. Go back. I think we should go back to Blessed Springs. I don't know about you. So yeah. Now I'm about to wrap up my stream here, folks. But I think maybe, just maybe, we could get to the Blessed Springs and see what happens there. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Either that's pixie dust or maybe some form of LSD. Well, either way, the springs are going to be very interesting. It does, however, sound like an adventure. I agree. So, are we going to sail there or are we going to walk there? Now, I don't think there was much that we could buy here in the city. I'm just going to close this for now. We're in Marlock. To get to the Blessed Springs on foot would be quite the journey. To sail there, we could possibly take the boat around. Save. Yes, all right. Save campaign. Saving over Garlock. Yep. Save and side quest time. Yeah, I absolutely agree. So we're going to sail or we're going to take it by land? What do you think? Sail or take it by land? Walk, man. Don't risk the storm. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, off we go to Trefoil. La 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 la. The main road between Marlock City, Trefoil and Karan Baru is well maintained with regular guard posts. The Sakarans are nothing if not efficient. An uneventful journey. The city of Trefoil is a terrifying vision of apocalyptic destruction. It had once been a thriving crossroads town, but now it is a burnt-out hulk. It was almost razed to the ground when it declared for the late king during the recent civil war and tried to hold out against the army of Grieve Marlock, the current protector general of Sakara. It was then sacked by the general's mercenaries, and Grieve Marlock is now trying to rebuild it. Craftsmen are hard at work everywhere. Unfortunately, there is nothing here but ashes and rubble. So we need to get to the Blessed Springs. Oh, I think the Road Tavern makes sense. You join the much-travelled road that connects Trefoil and Karan Baru. The traffic mostly consists of convoys of troops and supplies. Eventually, you come to the Wary Pilgrim Tavern, a way station between the cities. The tavern costs you 1 shard a day, and each day you spend here, you can recover 1 stamina point if injured, up to the limit of your normal unwounded stamina score. Well, let's buy some drinks. A trader from the far north tells a story about a great wizard, Targdaz the Magnificent, who was tricked by a shaman of the Horde of the Thousand Winds on the Great Steppes. He imprisoned Tagaz in a giant ruby and proceeded to loot Targdaz's tower. But in his stupidity he opened the great wizard's casket of imponderables and unleashed a terrible storm that swept across the steppes, scattering many of the tribes far and wide. The shaman was killed, of course, but as far as anyone knows, Targdaz is still trapped in that ruby, waiting patiently for release. Perhaps from another 100 years, who knows? One thing is for certain, it won't be me trying to get him out. There's not much else to hear. Eventually, you come to... Oh, we've already done that. All right, so let's leave. We don't need any more stamina points. Okay, so if we go to the main road, I'm hoping we can cut across to the Blessed Springs. The road is nearly blocked by wagons and supply convoys. A troop of soldiers forces its way through the throng. The men bang heads indiscriminately to clear people out of the way. But nothing happens to us. We will now go into the countryside. You are crossing an open expanse of flinty ground. A few herds of sheep roam the low hills. You meet a shepherd. You meet a shepherd who gives you a wolf pelt. Well, that's kind. Thanks. I'll give you something. On to the Blessed Springs. Ah, the Blessed Springs. We have been here before, have we not? So let us now go to the Holy Waters. And pay our 35 shards, I suppose, since we have to empty this vial of yellow dust into the pine-scented water. Use a vial of yellow dust. You scatter the powder on the surface of the waters. There is a flash, and a cloud of yellow smoke billows up out of the pond. When it clears, you find yourself face to face with a white-bearded, bespectacled old man floating a few feet above the water. He is dressed in long, flowing, ornate robes. He blinks at you for a moment before saying, "Thank you, thank you. That worthless apprentice of mine, can you imagine? I told him to throw the dust into the holy waters, but that idiot couldn't even be trusted to do that." The old man's name is Olifard the Wizardy. As a reward, he casts a spell that enhances your skill. Add 1 to the ability of your choice permanently. Ha! What's it to be? Combat? Are we going to try and adjust our sanctity? Bring our magic up? Perhaps our thievery? Scouting is pretty good already. Charisma? Charisma is the most abysmal of the bunch. Charisma and magic are the lowest, 2 and 2 apiece. Sanctity at 3, not really much help there. Scouting is 7 and combat 6, which I think is pretty good. So, what's the vote? What's the vote? Charisma or combat? Charisma or combat? Not sure. Charisma or combat, folks. Charisma says Laura Bones. I could definitely see that. Yeah, AK Writer cheering on that. Maybe thievery. It goes with the others, says Russell Jacob. Absolutely scouting, thievery, and combat. Pretty good combination. Charisma twice voted for. 3 times Spaz says Char Charisma. All right, we're going to go with Charisma, I think. Wombat says Zachariah Ritter. Sure. So there you are. Let's see. Let's go with Charisma. Charisma. You gain 1 in Charisma.
Ah, I see that you have some powers in the arcane arts.
Yes, says Olifard the Wizardly.
There is something I need. If you can get it for me, I will teach you how to advance as a mage. It was Vias, the sea dragon, who turned me into powder. He stole my magic chest, in which I store all my magical equipment. Without it, I'm virtually powerless. Meet me in Trefoil when you have it.
You want us to go and find Veus the sea dragon. Okay, and steal a chest from you. So perhaps you could have told us that before you enchanted us. Where is Veus, you ask?
Why, in the lake of the sea dragon, of course,
he replies. As he leaves, Olifard gives you an amulet of protection. This sturdy amulet appears to be of an ancient design. It is not the amulet you need, but the amulet you deserve. Well, thanks. We're going to leave that. Let's have a look at this amulet quickly. Doesn't say anything. I'm going to put it on, I think. Do I have a space for an amulet? There? No? I can drop it. I don't want to drop it. That's for cloaks, helmets, sanctity, magic, thievery, scouting, and charisma. There we are. There we go. So, yeah. Not sure what to do with that particular amulet. Amulet of protection. Maybe it'll give us a resurrection at some point. I don't know. Anyway. Folks, I'm going to save it there and call it an evening. This was a lot of fun. I hope to do it again maybe next Friday night. If you'd like me to do that, let me know, and I will definitely do that. So yes, let me return to the main screen and say thank you for being part of this. I really appreciate you guys, your support and watching that. I would be remiss if I didn't say that I am currently running a Kickstarter, which I will bring up here for you to have a look at. It is all about playing a bounty hunter. It's a complete TTRPG that I have put together. As you can see, we are already fully funded. It's got 10 days to go. If you want to play a really cool little role-playing game, very simple mechanics-wise, similar actually to what we've just been doing, then come and back this project. Now, there is a color version. We did it in black and white initially because of the zine quest, which Kickstarter was running, but the color version is proving the most popular, so you can pick up a colored version if you so choose, if you want to play bounty hunters in space. Anyway, that's what we're doing. It would be great if we could hit some of those stretch goals, simply because it adds more for those that have already backed the project. And I will give you a link in the chat so you don't have to go looking for it. So there you are. And then it's always kind if you hit the like button if you like the show, if you're on YouTube, and if you are on Twitch, of course. Well, thank you all for watching. So a big thank you to Prime Games, who allowed me to play this game for you this evening and for making it for us. And of course, a huge shout out to Dave Morris and Jamie Thompson for writing the Fabled Lands in the very first place. And so to all of you, I wish you and yours the most fantabulous, fantastical Friday night or day or afternoon or late evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. And as always, I wish you and yours the very happiest of gaming.